Raw chicken? A sauce that smells off? A dish that seems meatier than it actually is? If even the staff won't go near these Popeyes menu items, you probably shouldn't either.
Popeyes chicken is f***ing awesome.
Sometimes a single unpleasant experience is enough to leave a lasting bad impression. For some Popeyes employees, certain off-putting sights and behaviors they witnessed while handling specific chicken items, especially the filets used in Popeyes chicken sandwiches, have created long-lasting negative associations. One worker even admitted on Reddit, "I think I remember one of my coworkers dropped a chicken sandwich fillet on the ground in the cooler, looked at me, said shh, and used it anyways." Later in the same post, the employee revealed that occasionally a piece of chicken is undercooked, and that they personally once bit into a piece that was still bloody without realizing it. Other supposed employees have shared similar experiences, so as with any restaurant, it's wise to be aware of potential risks before ordering poultry. Popeyes biscuits are definitely a divisive topic among diners. People either love them or aren't impressed. Regardless of opinion, it's hard to argue with the fact that these buttery baked rounds are undeniably dense.
Am I just a basic biscuit?
Employees at Popeyes don't dispute reports that the biscuits often come out unusually dense. One worker, however, offered a possible reason for this on Reddit, explaining, "I think it's because they're made out of cake flour. Sadly, they are frozen, but we coat them in butter before we put them in the oven and after. But yeah, would not recommend eating without water." On a separate thread in the same forum, a customer humorously remarked, "As a hazing ritual, do you make the new employee eat a biscuit with no drink?" Playing along, another user replied with a joke, "I think that's attempted murder." Macaroni and cheese. Simple, comforting, and usually hard to get wrong with its creamy melted cheese and tender noodles, somehow gets botched at Popeyes, according to many diners sharing their experiences on Reddit and YouTube. In a Reddit thread called, "Why is Popeyes mac and cheese so watery/runny?" Several current and former Popeyes employees chimed in, confirming the complaints. One worker commented on another discussion, saying, "Worst thing would be the mac and cheese because it's an overpriced side and the consistency is never correct." On a different thread, another employee didn't hold back, even using a curse word to underline just how much they hated the dish. Considering all this feedback, you might want to skip the mac and cheese the next time you visit Popeyes. Bold, flavorful spices are a hallmark of New Orleans cuisine, the very city where Popeyes originated. With its rich mix of cultural influences, the region has infused its food with complex seasonings, often delivering intense, sometimes tongue-tingling heat. But if you're hoping for serious spice, Popeyes' spicy chicken tenders might leave you disappointed. Across online forums, many customers have noted that the supposed heat in the hot tenders is barely noticeable. One user even reached out on Reddit to ask an employee for some insight, writing, "Why do they say spicy tenders? Genuinely can't tell the difference between them and the normal ones. Any code word I can use to get them to dump that spice on like I'll die without it?" The employee responded with a rather disappointing explanation. All the spices are added before cooking and never dusted on after frying. As a result, the heat level remains fairly mild, something that might frustrate anyone seeking a true spicy kick. To reinforce that this wasn't just a matter of customer perception, the worker added, "I would agree with you. They could be spicier." Let's be honest. Dining out as a vegetarian can be tricky. At first glance, Popeyes red beans and rice might seem like an ideal choice. After all, it's just rice, seasonings, and red beans, right? Not quite. According to multiple employees on Reddit, the dish is actually prepared with pork fat, a detail that isn't obvious just by looking at it. One worker even shared on a thread from a few years ago, "There is lard and or meat in them." Contrary to what some workers are instructed to say, they are not vegetarian-friendly. Sadly, this hasn't changed. On a more recent Reddit thread titled, "Does Popeyes use any type of pork in their products in the US?" an employee responded matter-of-factly, "Red beans have pork in them." If you steer clear of meat for any reason, don't be misled by how this seemingly vegetarian dish looks. You can thank Popeyes' diligent employees for setting the record straight. Although Popeyes is best known for its fried chicken, the chain has also built a reputation for its wide variety of sauces and ranches. Over the years, they've rolled out options like blackened ranch, Mardi Gras mustard, and red hot honey sauce, some now discontinued, alongside current favorites like chili sauce and buttermilk ranch. It's clear the company has put a lot of effort into creating distinctive flavors. However, while a few of these sauces have earned praise, some employees say that many of the specialty ranches, in particular, fall short of expectations. In a Reddit thread, when asked about their personal favorite sauce, one worker shared a surprising candid admission, stating, "It's gonna have to be the regular old ranch with some hot sauce. All the other ranches are disappointing to me and taste like Thousand Island with random peppers." On a different thread, another employee shared that out of all the sauces at Popeyes, the current specialty ranch, Buttermilk Ranch, ranked as their least favorite.
It's time to ranch it up!
Popeyes gravy is so popular that it sparked a wave of copycat recipes across the internet. Interestingly, many home cooks end up creating a fresher version in their own kitchens than what's served in the restaurants. That's because the gravy, which fans often assume is made from scratch, actually comes to stores pre-made, preserved, and bagged. One former employee even joked on Reddit, "I worked at Popeyes many years ago. Getting to work 2 hours before opening to prepare the gravy, cook the gizzards, boil and reduce, etc. was such a tiring process." Just kidding. It came in a bag that we put in boiling water to heat up. This has been confirmed by multiple employees who frequently disappoint devoted Popeyes fans online by revealing the reality. On a different thread, one curious customer asked, "How do you make the only thing I live for? I mean the gravy." Plainly, the employee replied with 4 straightforward and disappointing words. "It's in a bag. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide if that's enough to make you skip it."
Not the gravy!
Popeyes Creole seasoned Cajun Rice has such a devoted following that when it mysteriously vanished from the menu in 2021, countless fans took to social media to express their outrage. This backlash may have prompted the chain to bring the dish back for a limited run in 2022, where it was quickly scooped up by eager, nostalgic customers. While many fans now wait to see if the rice will return as a limited time or permanent menu item, some employees strongly feel it should remain off the menu entirely. One Popeyes kitchen worker even stated on Reddit, "I don't recommend the Cajun rice even though so many people stand by it. It's quite literally just white rice with a meat gravy mixed in, but it makes me want to puke making it since the gravy is bright green and very unnatural." Another employee chimed in on Reddit, describing the dish as both unpleasant in smell and unappealing in appearance. Whether these candid remarks will deter fans when, or if, the rice returns is still uncertain. When most of us think of mashed potatoes, we picture large, freshly cooked potatoes mashed with butter and salt into creamy, steaming perfection. What many don't realize is that not all mashed potatoes come from fresh, whole potatoes. Many fast food chains, including Popeyes, rely on powdered mashed potatoes, a dehydrated packaged product that rehydrates when hot water is added. While this method is far quicker than peeling, boiling, and mashing fresh potatoes, it can make the final dish less appealing to those preparing it. One employee even admitted on Reddit, spoiler alert, "It's powdered mashed potatoes. The kind they add lots of water to make it seem like regular mashed potatoes." Other threads backed this up, with a former employee noting that small specks and granules can remain if the powder isn't fully absorbed while stirring. The frustration with this shortcut is evident, yet for those not handling the powder and water mix themselves, Popeyes mashed potatoes can still be tasty. One user chimed in on the thread, writing, "I still love mashed potatoes from places like this. It's a guilty pleasure." Although Popeyes has long been celebrated for its crispy, golden-fried chicken tenders, recent reviews on various platforms have raised questions about their quality. In a Reddit thread titled, "Quality of chicken tenders gone down in the last year or so?" diners complained about rubbery meat and overly chewy breading. Several employees joined the conversation, most suggesting that the issues stemmed from staff using incorrect cooking methods. One employee, however, offered a different, more straightforward perspective. They said, "All this is wrong. Hear me out. I work in the kitchen at Popeyes. Ask for them fresh. The batter is hard and has a poor taste after 5 minutes. That's all it takes to make your chicken bad." They went on to dismiss the idea that the problem had anything to do with improper hand breading or cooking mistakes. There is no wrong way to cook the chicken without it being thrown out. The batter and flour stick straight to the chicken, so there will not be too little or too much. Whatever the real reason behind the decline in Popeyes tenders quality, following the employee's suggestion to request a freshly cooked batch is certainly worth a try.